Spoiler alert, I'm a little under the weather today, I guess. Uh, in case you can't tell from the sound of my voice. Yeah, my friend was sick, and I was hanging out with him because, when my homeboy graduates, I kind of got to be there. I think he's my same age, he just got held back. So it's not weird. So he graduated, like, this month, not that long ago, and I was hanging out with him before he graduated because he was a little sick then, but he, like, really peaked. Like, I want to say, like, exactly about a week ago for him where he got, like, real sick. And I was hanging out with him anyway because I'm like, fuck it, this is my boy. Big mistake. Like, the second he's not sick anymore, now I'm sick. So, fuck me, right? It's not too bad. I've had COVID, like, 5 times. So, I can handle this. It's just kind of lame. Because, being sick blows. And it's one of those sicks where it's like, you're just tired. You got a headache sometimes you don't. Like, your snot's, like, yellow. You got that constant, like, cough and, like, sludge. I don't know what it is. It could just be because, like, oh no, like, allergies or something, dude. But seeing as how I only got it after being around another sick guy, I don't think it's allergies, because I don't think allergies are, like, spreadable. Can you spread allergies? Is that a thing? Maybe I'm just uninformed. Yeah, picking up from where we left off last time, we're gonna try to finish the house. But, what I wanted to talk about today was how, like, miserable people kind of piss me off. And I know it sounds bad, because, like, they're already having a bad time. Why give them a harder time about it? And I guess I have to give you my definition of what a miserable person is. Because if we don't have, like, the same view on it, of course we're going to have different opinions, right? If you are constantly, like, upset with, like, the way your life's going or the way the world is or about something in your life, and I mean constantly, like, every waking moment of every day, not just, like, it comes in waves like everyone else, or, like, when you're alone at night kind of thing, like, that's a different story. But, like, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, you're tweaking out about some shit. That's what pisses me off. That's miserable to me. And I have some friends that are like this. And they'll text me. And they'll be like, dude, I don't know what to do. Like, such and such. Stuff like along those lines. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how much longer I could do this type shit. And everybody, like, has their bad times and such. So I usually don't have a problem with it. But the problem lies in they know exactly the solution, and they don't try to change or do better or find a way to be happier in their life. They want to complain about how bad it is and never take a step in the right direction to making their life better. And it's almost all of these people who are in a better position in life than I am, and they're more upset about it than I am. Like, it'll be one of my friends, more specifically, I won't say his name, but if he watches this, he'll know who I'm talking about, or he'll know I'm talking about him. He's in college, he's got a car, he's had a girlfriend before, all these things that I do not have, right? And I chose not to go to college, right? So that you can't really hold that one against me. But I mean, he had family that pretty much gave him his first vehicle. He did have to pay them back for it, but it's way different than getting a loan, especially when they're very lenient with you. And he's got a job. I can't find a job. Nobody's been responding to any of my applications. I think they're like ghost jobs or something, like, or ghost listings of jobs. Because I know the jobs are there. They're just not getting back to me. And he'll come to me and he'll be like, you know, because he's too chronically online. He'll get on TikTok, and he's told me this pretty much verbatim. He'll get on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, and he'll just watch a video talking about how shit the world is, and it like ruins his whole day. How about we don't watch a video about how shit the world is, and we probably won't feel bad. Because if you hyperfixate on all the bad things in your life, yeah, you're gonna have a fucking bad day. But if I wake up in the morning and I fixate on the fucking sandwich I'm eating, and I'm like, this is a pretty good sandwich, I'm probably gonna have a better day than if I'm like, holy shit, the government's evil, and there's someone else got shot today. It's like, man, if I just turn on some music and, you know, keep my chin up and like focus on where I want to be, and try to be the person I want to be, and try to do better, and try to like put happiness out into the world, because I do believe when you put that shit out there, it comes back to you, you know. I try to be kind to people as much as I can. You know, sometimes I don't, and you know, everybody makes mistakes and such. And I don't go out of my way to be exceptionally rude or mean to anybody. Like, I might joke with my friends and say some shit, but they know I don't mean that. And if they do take it that way, I urge them to let me know. You know, I'll cut it out. You know? Because you don't always have to do something at someone's expense, especially if they really do take offense to it. At a certain point, you know, it's just not worth it. Because if you're making fun of somebody, in general, it's probably not the best thing to do. If it's your friend, and it's like a mutual thing, like just go back and forth, you know, fucking around, yeah, I don't see any problem with that. But if they've made it very clear, you know, hey man, that's kind of fucked up, don't talk about that, don't do it. It's very easy to just not talk about it, or not bring something like that up, unless you deem it very important to talk about. But that's different than joking about something. Sorry, I got sidetracked. But it really does get under my skin, I guess would be the way to say it. The way I have some people who are in my life who literally just have it better than me, and they find a way to still be miserable about their life. And it's like, how can you take everything you have so like for granted? It's unfathomable to me. It's like, I would be so grateful to have what so many of you have, and you're here complaining. Like, be grateful for what you have. I know everybody's got their own unique issues, and maybe I'm just, you know, different for not having the same issues as you or something, dude. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a weirdo. And I think I started to get to this before I accidentally changed subjects. It pisses me off the most when it's stuff that they've come to me before, and I've helped them, so, like, or at least tried to help them as much as I can. And they come back, they've taken none of my advice, and they want to complain about it again. And I understand, sometimes you just want someone to listen, you don't want advice. But if that's how you want it, you gotta tell me you don't want advice. Because if you don't want me to help you, say you're not looking for advice, you're not looking for help, just someone to listen. And that's fine. Because if not, I'm just a helpful person. I'm going to try to help you. And or at least I'll try my best to. I'll end up telling them pretty much the exact same thing, and it's like, what is not getting through to you? At what point am I losing you here? Because it makes perfect sense to me, you know, because I'm the one saying it, of course. You know, I'm the one giving the message. Of course it would make sense to me. Like, I got this one friend who can't seem to find hope for anything. And my response to him is pretty much the same every time. just focus on the good things as much as you can. Like, they're not gonna go away. That's unlikely. Does that mean you can't, like, get a better perspective, like, get closer to things that make you happy so it doesn't have as much of a control in your life as it does right now? Like, he wants to do, like, more creative stuff, and I very much urge that because, you know, I want to do YouTube stuff, so that's a very creative outlet. So he'll come to me and I'm like, dude, if you spent more time doing the thing you actually liked instead of, you know, all the time on this other shit, because, like, I already know you don't want to be going to school. You've told me that. Like, you don't want to go to this job you don't fucking like, but you need money. Just spend more time doing that thing you actually want to do, because spending all your time worrying about all this other shit that you do not care about is going to do nothing for you. Because the world has lied to people to tell them that these things are so astronomically more important than everything else. Yes, having a job is important when you don't, like, when you have no other way to make money. You know, like, and it for a lot of people that works, just having a job. Some people don't want creative passions. They don't want to be artists or musicians or content creators or actors or whatever. Even though I think those are, like, the best jobs, is creative jobs. You know, some people are fine working a 9 to 5. You know, like I said, I don't get it, but, you know, that works for some people. Just having enough to get them through their life and pay for them and their family. Sorry, I just hit my mic. But this whole idea that you should be giving 110% of yourself to a job that will replace you at the drop of a pen, the drop of a hat, whatever the saying is, over the, like, smallest thing. Like, if they just don't like you at a lot of jobs, you're not going to be there very long. They will find a way to get rid of you. They'll either make it miserable for you to work until you quit. They'll find a way to sabotage you so you get fired. They'll just crack down on you and be evil until it's like you kind of gotta go, because it's, like, totally not healthy for you to be there. It's like, can we normalize giving 110% of yourself to the things you love and care about and the things you really want to do, other than giving it to some soulless corporation that makes millions and billions of dollars every year and, like, literally does not give a shit about you? I guarantee you, fucking whoever's watching this, if you, like, work at Walmart, the CEO doesn't know any, like, worker that he doesn't know any worker that makes, like, less than $12 an hour. Aw, bro, that's lame. I don't even remember where I'm at. And it's just my luck that I haven't found a bed or anything either. That's, like, homosexual. Why am I just... I'm just staring through the map. Bedrock moment. If I fall in there, will I die? There's an invisible block. Oh. Oh, what is happening? I'm stuck. I literally just can't move, guys. Let me try to... Oh. It's back. Where did I go, man? You're telling me there was a village that close this whole time? There's no actual way I didn't see that. I would have took a bed. Did I go there in the last video? Am I a retard? As I was saying, we should normalize giving more of ourselves to the things we actually love and care about, like for our friends and family, events, creative stuff. Because, like, look at these other countries that aren't America, that instead of doing 5-day work weeks, they have a 4-day work week. They have, like, better economies than us right now. Their people are more taken care of. Like, I can't remember where it is, but it might be Sweden. Like, they go on holiday for, like, so long, and that's just normal to them. If you went on holiday that long, like, here in the States, people would call you crazy. They would just assume you don't like making money. Or they would assume you're extraordinarily wealthy. And it's just insane that we spend so much time working in the land of the free. And I know that freedom comes with a price, but it really shouldn't. Free's in the name, guys. Come on. Like, we give all this money to the government in taxes. Like, if we got half of the shit we gave to the fucking military back, we'd get some more money on our tax returns, twin. Like, shit is some buns. Holy crud, man. I'm dying slowly. No, probably quickly, dude. I'm, like, deteriorating. In real time. By the end of this video, I'm gonna sound like I smoke meth. But I do urge anybody who's, like, having a similar issue to what I've described, where they're just constantly all the time miserable. Because I'm not gonna lie to you here. I have my times too, bro, where I'm not feeling great. You know, everybody does. Damn, my zombie just smacked the fuck out of me. I urge you to, like, find a passion, bro. Make a move that's for you. Stop worrying about everyone else all the time. Because for a long time in my life, I put everyone else's needs over mine. Really long time. I think I was like maybe 16 when I first started, like, caring for myself as much as I care for others. Because I used to just, like, it didn't matter if I was, like, tired or anything. If somebody would call me or text me, I was immediately locked in on it. I would wake up out of my sleep to phone calls and just pretend I wasn't asleep so that they wouldn't, like, try to urge me to go back to bed or anything. So just so I could be there for people. It's like, start worrying about yourself more. You know, you don't have to stop worrying about other people. Just don't forget that you exist too, you know? Holy crud. This is a weak-ass village, bro. There's, like, no chest. I found one. Poor-ass village. I guess this, the video's now, how long does it take me to find my fucking house before I kill myself? I don't know. Is it over there? It could be. It could be. Hold on. Let me cook. But yeah, he'll text me back on the topic of my friends and shit. Or when we're in person, he'll just say some shit and it's like mad, like unconfident, like he doesn't know he has a self-worth. That's something else I hate is underconfident people. Like, mentality is like 90% of success to me. You're gonna get nowhere believing that you can't do it because you're never gonna try. I think I've brought this up briefly in other videos. So for me, it's like, how can you complain about your life being so shit when you don't even believe in yourself the slightest bit to do better? You're the problem. And people think change is impossible because a lot of change is very gradual. Like aging, it takes time. And people aren't patient enough to give their life the time it needs to breathe. I'm not even 20 yet. I turned 20 this year. I've been out of school for like a year. Why are we tweaking about all these hyper-specific life issues? We've barely lived. Now, that doesn't mean like your experience isn't as valued or your problems aren't as real problems as my problems or anything. That's not what I'm trying to say. But what I'm saying is like, if you live and breathe the negativity, guess how your life's gonna be, bro. Negativity. It doesn't matter if it's fake positivity, it doesn't matter who you're getting the positivity from. It does matter what you're doing to get positive reinforcement. If you're taking advantage of others to feel positive about yourself, don't do that. But even if it's fake positivity and you're just lying to yourself until you start feeling better, that is better than living in just a purely negative mind space all the time. There's nothing that kills like fun or like enjoyment of my life more than being around sappy, sad, unconfident people. Because it'll be people who have no excuse to be unconfident. Like, none at all. Or people who are unconfident for, like, the stupidest reason. I've never been the tallest guy. I've never really been the strongest guy. I've never been the best looking guy. Not to toot my own horn, I've definitely been the funniest guy in the room many times. But, like, I've never been, like, the number one hardly ever. Because being funny doesn't matter when no one cares. That doesn't make people care about you. You know, I've never been the number one my entire life, and I still have confidence in myself. It's like one of my homies, he was like the fucking, like, prom king, class president type of guy. He got no confidence, dude. In nothing. Like, he needs gratification from others to just do the bare minimum. And it takes, like, you could tell him 98 positive things in his day. It takes a half of a fucking stench of a negative thing in the air to ruin his whole fucking day. Now, I get that if you're already pissed off from something else. But the fact that the most minuscule thing just takes you and pushes you over the edge. That's only ever happened to me, like, when I'm already at my lowest. Or I'm already, like, mad about some shit. I'm not afraid to admit that I've had, like, small things tick me off. And that's not a new thing. People have had this, like, you're already having a bad day and your earphones get caught on the fucking door handle and rip your fucking ears out. Or you, like, get your clothes caught on a nail or, you know, something like that, right? Or you just drop something by accident. It just pisses you off. I guess if there's, like, a takeaway, it's, like, be positive. Even when you're having a bad time. Now, don't be afraid to, like, talk to people if you're having a bad day. But what's the point of even seeking someone for help, even if it's just to listen, if you have no plans to get outside of your misery? If you have no drive, no, like, anything to get better, then why does it even affect you? Because you're obviously wanting to stay in it if you're not willing to leave it. You have Stockholm Syndrome with your own misery. Because it's not just affecting you, it affects the people around you in your life. I know this from experience. Because I'll be having a good day. My homeboy won't be having a good day. And just from his vibes, it'll ruin my fucking day. Because here I am trying to joke around and shit, and he's like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, fuck you mean whatever? That was hilarious. Laugh. Damn. Not really, though. But, like, I wouldn't do that shit. But unless I was doing it to be sarcastic. But you know what I'm saying. Back on track. It'll be some shit like that. If you can't see that your negativity is having an effect on the people around you, you are selfish. You are selfish. I've noticed that. I feel like I notice everything. I feel like I say that every 3 seconds. I notice that blank. I've noticed that a lot of people who do have this issue where they live in their own, like, misery, they don't really have a lot of like, empathy or sympathy or compassion for other people. And I know that sounds wicked to say, especially if you're someone who's like this, but when you're constantly drowning everything in your life with your own issues, you have no time for anybody else. And I know that sounds contradictory to what I said earlier. It's like, focus on you to make sure you're all right. But if you're going to put yourself around people in the first place, maybe try not to be down in your shit the whole fucking time. Because it does kill the vibe. Like, completely. And it's okay to have a bad day. But it's not my fault you're having the bad day. If it is, I'm sure I would know. Right? So, why bring me down as well? Like, I get it, man. You want to hang out, you have a bad day. Cool. But have an effort to try to have a good day. You can't have a good day without trying to have a good day. You can have a bad day for free. I mean, it's pretty easy. You think the wrong thoughts long enough and you just... Now you're thinking about a girl you was in a situationship with 3 years ago that never got fully resolved, and now you fucked up. But, you know, it's just, it just gets under my skin, I guess. You know, underconfident people, miserable people. And I get it. If you just went through like a bad traumatic thing, like a family member passed away or some shit like that. But brother, there are just some things that are definitely not that fucking bad. And I know it's all about perspective. I'm a big advocate for trying to see things through people's eyes to better understand them and where they're coming from. But there's just some things that are just objectively like, why are you even fucking mad? Why are you like genuinely this upset about this? I'm trying to think of like an example that isn't too like revealing on who the person is that I'm talking about. Because I don't know that my friends really watch this. They know I have a second channel where I upload this stuff, but I don't know if they know I talk about them on it. You know, I don't know if they watch it. I think they just know it exists. It'll be something like as minor as they talked to a stranger and caught a bad like vibe from a stranger, and it ruins their day. Like, the kind of shit that ruins my day is completely different. I'm trying to think of an example. And it's usually a delayed thing for me. It's not like immediately it pisses me off. Because usually, I don't know if it's like a coping mechanism or something. I try to like, when something does annoy me, I try to like let it go. And I'll just forget it happened until later when it comes back to me. And then I'll think about it a lot, or I'll talk to somebody about it, and I'll just start like spouting whatever's on my low mind. Where in God's name is the location of my fucking home? Since it's nighttime, I'm probably just gonna place a bed down, like right here. And just sleep real quick. I'm trying to think of another, like I was saying, an example of something that had pissed me off. Something like, and this is gonna sound like cliche, like my parents saying some ignorant shit with their old selves, not understanding the times we live in. Like, whenever my parents bring up me getting a job, do you think I'm not fucking trying? It's not fucking easy. You can say it's easy all you fucking want. When was the last time you applied for a job? You've been working at the same place for fucking 15 years. And one of my parents doesn't even have a job. So, just saying, you want to talk all that about getting a job because we need money. You know, last time I did have a job, I was giving up, fuck it, it felt like all of my fucking cash, and we were still somehow poor. Make that make sense. when my brother was also making the same amount of money, and he was giving up a lot of his money. We were bringing in like a lot of money. Still somehow had like no food in the kitchen. It's crazy that I'm having to spend extra money out of my pocket to get me and my little brother food because we don't have nothing in the kitchen. Insanity. Ain't nobody wanted to cook. You're telling me I'm gonna go work for 12 hours a day, come home, and have no dinner? Wicked. And still have to do other shit? Oh, I found the house. Let's go. That's a side tangent. But when my parents bring up, like, a job. Because, first of all, I'm never working fast food again. Ever. And I know, never say never, blah, 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 whatever, you know. There's some things you do say never to. And I swear to God, if somebody says, never say never, it's supposed to never say never. Really take a second to think about what you're saying when you say never say never. Yeah. Think it through. There's a lot of shit that you should really, really never do. Really. I might be wicked for even thinking it, but somebody had to think it. Or another thing that like makes me mad is whenever my friends talk about relationship problems. Like, you're lucky you're in a relationship, twin. I have not had the pleasure of having a relationship. So, you know, be grateful. Like, I get it. Your girlfriend's a bitch sometimes. And that's unfortunate. But, man, at least you got somebody. Which I feel like that would help with a lot of people's sadness if they just had somebody. I've expressed this in the past before on the channel. Having friends and having a significant other or like a partner or whatever the hell you want to call it is completely different. Like, all the way completely different, bro. Are these trees ever gonna fucking grow? Holy fuck. Because honestly, I mean, I love my friends, but to have a relationship would be pretty nice. And guess what I do not have? You know, it's just it's a hard thing to talk about. Because whenever you don't have a partner, a lot of people just assume you're the one doing something wrong. It's like, oh, you gotta do X, Y, Z. You gotta look smacks. You gotta blah, blah, blah. The way I perfectly measured that out of my head, usually I always fuck up the fences, bro. Alright, y'all come here. Is the game fucking broken? Got my first 2 chickens, twin. 3 chickens. As I was saying. But when people bring up relationship problems, especially when they're the one in the wrong, like, I know, like, why she's mad. It's like, this makes total sense. Like, you definitely in the wrong on this one. And they just expect me to blindly just, like, tell them that they're good because I'm their friend. There's times I'm gonna... that it might be acceptable to do that. But not a lot. I've stated it before. I will not lie to you to make you feel better. Ever. Unless it is like a very, like, you need inspiration now kind of thing. If it's not that, I'm just gonna tell you how it is, bro. Yo ass is grass. I love how I click on a chicken and it opens the fucking fence. back onto like why miserable people piss me off. They think because they're miserable, you also gotta be miserable. And because you aren't, they gonna be angry about it. I got a friend who's like that, dude. Oh my god, it pisses me off. You can't never be happy to see me doing good for myself, to see me happy. If I'm not as miserable and down as you and having a bad time as you, like, you treat me like shit. And if I don't understand where you're coming from, you treat me like shit. We're not gonna agree on everything. I'm not inside of your head, dude. I'm not gonna conform to every little fucking thing you want. And that shit gets under my skin the most. It's like, not only are you one of these miserable people, underconfident people that I'm talking about, who never changes, never tries to do better, none of that shit, right? You get angry, like very obviously angry and upset when I don't like 100% completely just feed into whatever delusion you're spouting about. And I'm not gonna support every take or every whatever the fuck you have. And I'm not gonna like all your preferences. I have my preferences, you have yours, man. It's childish. Really, it's childish when this kind of shit happens. Are these trees ever going to grow? Oh my god, I planted dark oak 18 years ago. Is that what this is? Please be it. Moment of truth? It's not. Finger me to death. With a rabid squirrel taxidermy. I don't know. Other people that kind of piss me off is just like, I'm mad at them for it, but at the same time, it's like, I'm a little jealous. Because I wish I was like them in a way. Stupid people. People who can't have a complex thought. And I have friends who are like this, you know, who like, just all they care about is like good food, getting high or getting drunk, and mindlessly watching a TV show or playing a video game all the time, or going out and doing something all the time. But when you ask them something deep, like something personal, it's like, oh man, I don't want to talk about that shit. Or they just completely don't understand, or you tell them something that is super easy to understand and they still can't comprehend it. Like the kind of people that think gravity was invented instead of discovered so we can turn it off or something. Those kind of idiots. What pisses me off. Like, I'm not the smartest person in the world by any means, but I can have a genuine deep conversation with you. Bump my mic again, I'm sorry. But them, you bring up anything like slightly deep, slightly important, and they're like, yo, bro, you're hurting my head, bro. I don't want to talk about this. It's just so fucking, ooh. And I wish I was like them, because if I was stupid, I wouldn't be able to deep think and worry about shit. There is no worrying when all you're thinking about is the next bowl of fucking cereal you're gonna eat and smoking fucking dope all the time. And it's no diss to smoke weed, honestly. If that's what helps you get through the day and makes you like feel better, go for it. I don't recommend it per se. I don't recommend anyone smoke or drink or whatever. But, you know, if that's what you're doing and if that's what works for you, I'm not going to diss on you for it. I don't think it makes you any less of a person. I don't think it makes you a bad person. You know? Holy crud, man. It's just like one of my examples, you know? There's always going to be those people that are very gratified by really small things. You know, as you should be. But they leave it at that. They don't dig deeper into anything. The kind of people that can read a book and get nothing from it kind of shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. Yeah, but I guess that's just what I wanted to talk about. Like, miserable people piss me off. And I don't mean that in like an aggressive piss me off way. I'm just like, it's mildly inconvenient for me because I genuinely want to see these people succeed, and it really gets to me when they constantly come to me and they're like, hey, I don't, feel like I can do it. I don't feel secure in myself, this, and this. It really does get to me because I stake a lot of like happiness in seeing other people do good, which is a fault, honestly. I don't have to do those things, and my life would probably be better if I didn't worry about other people. And I know I did say that shit, like, stop putting people's needs before your own. But that doesn't mean you should always do that. I'm a people pleaser. I'm a people person. I love people. I've mentioned that before. I wouldn't say I'm addicted to anything because I could give it all up if I just had people all the time. That's how I feel about it. And I guess that's why it pisses me off so much when I try to help these people, and they always come back to me with the same issue, and I give them more advice and more help, and they're like, okay, maybe you're right, and then they never even give it a chance to see if maybe I am to do better for themselves. You can complain about the world, you can complain about the people in your life all day, but if you're not trying to do better, you're no better. Holy shit, I need to stop smoking meth. That was a joke. I don't smoke meth on weekdays. Well, that's all I got. I'm probably gonna mind a little bit. Might record another. I don't know. If this video was helpful at all, leave a comment or a like or something, man. I appreciate y'all if you watched this far. It's a long ass video. I only post long ass videos on here, bro. Have a good one. Live your life. Try to do better. Damn, broke my axe. I don't know. Try to make somebody smile today or something. Or have a good night if you're watching this late. I'll see y'all next time, bro.